the last episode was getting longer and longer. I don't need that signal here. So last episode was getting longer. That's why I stopped the episode and then didn't apply the restart game logic, but we did the implementation, so we're gonna quickly apply it. So inside our game overlay rectangle, which comes after there is a emission of game over signal, right? And in here what I want to do is I want this game over and I want two buttons below this. For this to happen, what I want is, first I want column layout. What column layout does it? It's gonna lay out our element, whatever element put inside of this property to be placed like a column. So we can only use this whenever we use qt quick dot layout. So we import this and then we would be able to use this layout property. So layout element, which whenever you use this layout and then place whatever inside of this, all the components, now you put another text or whatever below, like stacking, all of this will be coming as a layout. So if you have done CSS or something like that, you already know what layouts are inside of the front end or something like that. So similar technique is used in QML as well. So I have put column, and then inside this I also want a row layout, because I want my two buttons to be in a row, one another, and then these buttons will be on the column with the game over text, right? So I'm gonna have two rectangle. Let me create the first rectangle ID. Let's say close button, and then this close button will have a width of 300 and then height of, let's say 35, and I want text to be, let's have a text as, I want a text element inside of this, right? Text property inside of this, text element inside of this. I don't need a name for this text. So I will say this to be close, right? And I will have this copy and then paste it here below, and this is what? The restart button. Same thing, but instead of close, we can have a restart text inside of this rectangle. So these rectangle, what will this do is act as a button in our QML. So if I run this, how would this come? I'll just give a spacing of, let's say, 20 pixels. So our text and this button column will be 20 pixel apart, like horizontally, because it's a column, right? And I'm not given any spacing for the button, so spacing will be, let's say, 20 pixels. So our button will be 20 pixel apart with each other on the vertical axis, on the horizontal axis. No, in the vertical. Our column will be on the vertical axis and our buttons row will be on the horizontal axis. Sorry for the wrong word. So if I run this, oh wait, because I noticed something is that I haven't explicitly given the color. So what color should I give is, let's do gray, and for the color for the text, let's do white. Okay, and color for this will be gray. I'm just showing you for the example. We can change the color and make a nice graphics later on in the tutorial. So white. We're only testing it if it works or not. Again, we have to wait till the game over comes. Anyway, so I'm gonna keep on explaining you what is happening here. So we have this game overlay, which is like, covering the entire window because it's filling the parent. Right now it's not visible, which is false. Whenever this signal is emitted, this signal is coming from where? Our control instance, which we have created inside our main.cpp here. And so whenever game over signal comes, so this signal will be emitted whenever there is a collision with the player or whenever the enemy goes outside of the window, right? And then our main, this overlay rectangle will be visible, which is of a color black, and opacity 0.8, which has a text. Now we have this bunch of game overs coming, probably because these are falling down. Okay, I have this rectangle which says close, I have this rectangle which says start, and everything looks good because now we have this layout. So this anchors will not work for the layout, so I'm going to remove this. So that's why our position changed. Let's make this button more prettier, or I'll just put this column inside, make this column in the center of the window, center in parent. What I did is I took this entire layout to be on the center of the window. Now it will be fine, but it was having this sharp rectangle, so I'm going to change the radius. If I give the radius, it's gonna give you the circular look for our rectangle. So radius property can be used for our rectangle elements. So radius, let's say 20 pixel, and same thing here, radius 20 pixel, looks good. Our text is not on the center of our rectangle, so I'm going to say anchors dot center in parent. Same thing here, anchors dot center in parent. So we are saying to be center on the parent, which is the rectangle, right? Looks good, looks good, looks perfect. Should be something like how I expected. Now we still gotta wait. So anyways, while waiting, let's see what we have here. So whenever, now I want this two button to be working, right? For this to work, we have something called mouse area for our rectangle element. So every element will have this on mouse area property. So what is this going to do is, like, this is like saying mouse, they make a mouse area inside of this rectangle, and I want to make this mouse area to cover anchors dot fill parent. What I'm saying is there's a game over, perfect, but the game over is still not on center. We'll change that. So what I want is whenever I click this restart, I want our restart function to be called, and I want this all the enemy rectangles to be gone outside of the window. I want my score to be 0. I want my player rectangle to be on the center, which we have implemented already. I want that to be seen and working. So let's quickly do it. So I'll show you what mouse area is. So mouse area, whenever you say mouse area property inside the rectangle, if you click here and then hit F1, this is a QML type which is responsible for checking if your mouse, the cursor, wherever it's moving, it's gonna check if this cursor movement, and then check this, that if it is inside of the rectangle or not. And this will only allow, because this is making a mouse area for this rectangle, or else it will not be taking any inputs from the mouse, or it's not going to detect any type of event from the mouse. So you're gonna make a mouse area which will be responsible for taking any type of actions or events from the mouse or from the cursor. So we're saying mouse area, that mouse area needs to fill this rectangle. So whenever I click inside the rectangle, if you only cover mouse area for certain element, then the mouse click will be only be detected in that area. So the reason to fill the parent with this mouse area is to check any type of clicks inside of this mouse, right? Sorry, inside of this rectangle, right? So what I'm going to say is on clicked. So we have this function inside the mouse area, because mouse area is going to detect the cursor, right? So it's going to also, this mouse area is also have this function called on clicked. So whenever this receives a signal on clicked signal, because this is going to check our cursor, right, if it's inside the mouse area or not. If it is inside the mouse area and there is a signal on clicked, which is going to be keeping the track of the clicks. If you click on that rectangle, which is called close button in our case, so if there is a click, what I'm going to say is control dot our game function is start game. I already forget the name of the function. If you go inside the control H and let's see the name, restart game, that's it. Okay, main.qml restart game, perfect. If I run, this should be actually implemented in the restart button, but anyways, to show you guys. So looks good. So whenever I hit the restart button, I need my this if you go to control the CPP, I want this restart game function to be executed, deleting everything and taking us back to our initial position. Seems good. Whenever this comes to the contact, I'm gonna touch it. Okay, so now as this restart is not working, no matter how many times I click it, I'm clicking on it, nothing is happening. So we already have the mouse area in this entire button or the rectangle, and then on clicked on this close button, whenever I click, it is going to send the on click signal, and then when that signal is executed, what I have said is control dot game over function, right? So I'm gonna click it. I actually clicked it, but nothing seems to happen. If I go to my main.kml, did I miss anything? I don't know. Let's see. Do we have anything here? Okay, I forgot this. Now it's a function. Anchors.fill parent, which is our close button. That's okay. And then inside the mouse, let me run the game again, and within our element is coming on the bottom, and we have this window coming up. Till then we'll see some of the things, and then we have another function called on hover. Let's enable the hover first. Hover enabled, and then say true. So this is going to say any hover action should be enabled, and I'm going to say on entered. On enter means what? Whenever the cursor enters this mouse area, I want to change the color of this button to be what? Close btn button dot color to be, let's say, blue. Nice. Now this is gonna work as well, but not in this this one is not going to work because we have not run this yet. So if I close, see, everything went back to the initial position and our enemies are falling back again. Perfect. Nicely done. So first quick, this is how you apply the hover effect and everything. So I was going to cover this in another tutorial because we waited too long for the game to run and everything, and I didn't want to skip the game, so I thought I'll just teach you guys a few new things. So let's wait till this comes down, and I'm gonna touch it, and there's going to be game over. I really hope that it's not too confusing for you guys. Let me touch this. Okay, game over. On hover, you see, I've only kept the on entered function on enters a signal, but I am not given the on exited. So whenever I came out, it's not changing the color back to its normal gray, right? So we're gonna do this in the coming tutorial. It's already too long for this one. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.